Price drop? Time to shop. Get to a Nordstrom Rack store today for first dibs on new markdowns. Now score even more, up to 70% off brands everyone loves at Nordstrom Rack. Denim, dresses, sneakers, tops, and more. Plus, get genius deals on jackets, sweaters, and boots for the whole family. Shop your Nordstrom Rack store today and save up to 70% with new markdowns. But hurry, deals this great won't last.
Meet the next generation of podcast stars with SiriusXM's Listen Next program, presented by State Farm. As part of their mission to help voices be heard, State Farm teamed up with SiriusXM to uplift diverse and emerging creators. Tune in to Stars and Stars with Issa, as host Issa Nakazawa dives into birth charts of her celeb guests. This is just the start of a new wave of podcasting. Visit statefarm.com to find out how we can help prepare for your future. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hey, yo, what's good? Check it out. This your boy, Elder Sensei, one half of the legendary Artifacts. You are right now in tune to my man, Tim Einenkel, at the library on rapstation.com. Let's get it popping, y'all. Artifacts. Peace, Elder Sensei. I'm out.
Hands, come on, everybody, come on. Nobody can do it like this, like this. Freeze, Bill. Freeze. Hey, man. Freeze. Freeze, Bill. Freeze. Yeah. Freeze.
I've been with actors that did my shit out the show. Know a lot of secrets, but I would never expose. Freeze, and my name in the breeze. You can't gas me, freeze. I came here with smoke. I don't stress on nobody. I'm good on the parties. And if I get there, cool. Everybody's a chef. A cooker got a weapon. Whole bunch of niggas rapping. Freeze. You ever been on skis in New York? A million hits on the tube, but not one show. You can't win on an area flow. Local.
Sadat X, legend, artist, 25 years plus. He's released his latest album called Agua, which features Ari the Rugged Man, A.F.R.O, Rhymefest, Wordsworth, Rahzel, Pete Rock, The Beatminders, Diamond D, DJ Scratch, Easy Mo B, and executive produced by Will Tell. He joins me backstage from Brooklyn Bowl in Brooklyn, New York. Sadat, thank you for joining me again.
No doubt, no doubt. My mind is exact. I swear it's bloody murder. Been in the basement. Know his brother rap. Came there with Pooh-Bah to prove that I could rap. Pete said, Pooh-Bah, I don't really know your man. This is the first time I met him, so I could totally understand. Told him homeboy set up the mic stand. I ran, and I never stopped running. When I came downtown that night, double gunning.
So as mentioned, Agua features R.A., A.F.R.O, Rhymefest, and all these guys. Prior to writing the album, did you know who you would pick to be on each track and what producer will be doing what?
Well, not really. It just kind of really fell into place. You know, like I had a couple of people on it that I didn't expect to be on it, but then I had a couple of people I thought was going to be on it that never made it to it. So, but which wasn't necessarily a bad thing. You know, like it all blended well, and it fit well together. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think it fits well, being that you know, it's so many producers. A lot of times when you get an album like that, it sounds like that. You know, it sounds just like a bunch of stuff thrown together. But in actuality, the beats melded to each other.
In the interview, you said about collaborations, quote, a collabo is supposed to be fab off the rip. It should grab. Obviously, you know, it's no, not breaking news here, but we're in the age of the internet, right?
Yeah.
Where you could send someone a beat, they'll do the verse, and they'll come off. How does that work? How do you know that the collab will fit when you're coordinating like that?
Well, I mean, it's hard to, because sometimes it don't fit. I've done songs where like that, and it's 3 dope verses or 2 dope verses, however, but it don't fit. And in my mind, I'm like, if we would have been there at the same time, you know, it would have fit. Because sometimes it's a feeling. It's not only it's being there. and feeding off each other. When I did Come On Motherfucker with Big, we was both there at the same time. So we was able to feed off of each other. Sometimes when you do collabs, when the dudes ain't there, you know, you could tell them the subject matter, but it's different than actually being there and catching the vibe from that person. You know, so I tried to do much of this album as I could with the people there, you know.
Come on, motherfuckers, come on. Come on. Come on, motherfuckers, come on. Come on. Come on, motherfuckers, come on. Come on. Come on, motherfuckers, 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 come on. Yeah.
What? Niggas want drama, putting work on my block when I told y'all last week that shit was too hot. Selling deuces and trades, cuts my dimes. Somebody don't get paid. Somebody block your spray.
When you're working with producers, I mean, you and Will Tell have obviously known each other for such a long time, and he's the executive producer of this album. How does that work in terms of him knowing, or the producer knowing, what your goal is for each of the tracks of the album?
Well, sometimes it's up to them to give you direction of the song. I think this would be a good topic to talk about. And like, one thing that's kept me here is I'm willing to listen. A lot of dudes are not here because they weren't willing to listen. They wanted to do it their way and their way only. And sometimes that don't work. Sometimes if somebody got a vision for something, even if you don't want to do it, you got to at least look at it and see, well, maybe that can work. You can't be as stubborn. You gotta allow a little growth in between it.
Obviously, the Agua is the name of the album, which is water in Spanish. And that's the theme, water.
Yeah. Water covers 3/4 of this land.
Right.
Water is also still the main trade route today of commerce. Water is used to hydrate. When it's bad, it causes dysentery. So, you know, I say I wanted water just to cover everybody, cover them with what I was trying to get out.
Well, and that's where I actually come to which album placement or track placement interests me in this. So the first track in the album is Freeze.
Right. To prove that I can rap. Pete said, Cuba, I don't really know your man. This is the first time I met him, so I could totally understand. Told the homeboy set up the mic stand. I ran, and I never stopped running. When I came downtown that night, double gunning. I'm glad I ain't pulling, because I had $1 bullets. Nowadays I make wine, meet the kids in the schoolyard, teach at 9.
But the later track is Agua.
Agua, yeah.
Which sums up exactly what you said, right?
Mm-hmm.
Various ways, trade routes, you know.
And it goes a little something like this.
Agua's a lifeline of water. Chemical formulas, H2O. It exists in a liquid crystal. Smoking, piss down. Evaporation, transportation, make rain, precipitate. Spans lack access to fresh drinking water. Yeah. Due to pollution, and vice. You better slow down, or we face a vulnerability. But back to me, the fact of me, I don't sound like a factory. May not mean shit to you.
So why place it there? Why place the actual song that tells you what the album's about?
I felt that Freeze. We felt that Freeze was a good jump off joint. You know, Agua's a good joint. It's a main joint, but I wanted nowadays it got to be an attraction right from the top. And I thought Freeze most would capture right from the top. Right. That's what me and Will thought, that Freeze would be the jump off one. We could have put Agua first, and that still would have been good. But I thought that the placement of it is right where it needs to be.
On Murder Soundtrack, you have the young artist who's getting a lot ahead, A.F.R.O. And he's making big waves in his art.
Immaculator and the Maggie sprayed was mad layer. The track slayer, Sadat was on guard with armor a bomb ready. We stomped upon Freddy and locked his arm steady. Pull the core placement, the rapper had a choice. Grab the cash, stayed mad, hungry, lunging at the voice. Shunned the sun after annoyment. The one that rap was enjoyment. The boy that lacked with his dad and his grand.
Why did you choose him for the art? And what do you see him as a young artist? Like,
I see him as a young artist that's able to make a lane for himself and separate him. A lot of times in my classroom, you know, when I talk to the kids, you know, I tell them, I said, you know, rhyming is not a novelty anymore. When I was coming up, it was a novelty. It was like a boutique. Now rhyming is like the mall. You go to the mall and it's mass produced. You might get the same shirt as 5 other people. So I tell him, like, you have to have something that separates yourself. And somehow at that age, he's figured out a way to separate himself from a lot of the other MCs that's coming out. And that's good for him to do it at such a young age, because then he's had such a long road ahead to do what he needs to do.
The track Bass Player, which I really like, and it's produced by the Beat Miners. And tell me if I'm wrong in this, but, you know, it seems to be you about being a pretty level-headed guy, but you will mess stuff up if stuff happens.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I got a lot of dudes behind me, man. Like, sometimes I come out, bring some dudes with me. Sometimes I don't. And it's like, you know, it's like that bass player. Plus, you know, that Mr. Walton, I knew they was gonna bring something funky with the guitar. And I was just telling you, man, like I'm real, I'm serious, and I'm fair. But if I get on some bullshit, then I can get on some bullshit. But I prefer not to do that.
Why name it? I'm just curious. Why name it the bass player?
Because it just I like the line, the bass line in there, and I don't know, just that popped into my head that day.
I've been getting checks. I never sit on a next man's dream, but to me it seems it need to be some type of beam of criteria to weed out the inferior. You know what? Or maybe I'm just bugging. I'm the whisper in the hallway. Dot X all day. Even though I teach about things, don't get it fucked up. I will tell them things and face whatever that brings.
On the track Taken, you have a line that I really like. It's called "Take a Bottle of My Wine." So I'm just curious, because I know you have this business. In that type of situation, what is the perfect Sadat bottle in this situation?
Oh, in that situation, the perfect Sadat bottle is a bottle of my red wine, the bottle of the TWC Will Tell Sadat X wine. That's a perfect for that situation. You know what I'm saying? The red wine, you know, people have told me it's good, but it does pack a kick to it. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing to sleep on. It's a good wine, but it can get you. It can blow you down if you let it.
Can't hit you with the simplex. Got on your work dress, night tracks on, yo. You trying to get corn? I'm just a fan, and I don't know about your man, but I see you here crying, and my heart is dying. On my way downtown, I was going back to Bronx, see this girl on the train, yo. I swear she was looking. Said by her name, she replied she was taken, but her eyes looked sad. Why they look vacant? On my way downtown, I was going back to Bronx, see this girl on the train, yo. I swear she was looking. Said by her name, she replied she was taken, but her eyes looked sad. Why they look vacant? Listen, ma, I'ma leave you my man. If you got a youngin' at home, you got to give him a bath. Homework, and make sure he's fed. Not to press you now, but save a spot in your sched. Keep it casual, see where it go. Maybe we can vibe out, you'll never know.
And I never knew. What actually, and you probably said this in other interviews, but what did draw you to the wine?
Well, what happened was usually when we used to go to the studio with Will, like we used to drink Hennessy. Drink a lot of Hennessy. One day, I guess it was snowing, raining or something. Nobody felt like going to the store, and he had a bottle of wine there, and we drank it. And then for some reason, I don't know what set it off that day, but he filmed it by good chance, and kind of went viral. And then like people start sending us wine, and then finally like we met with some people, and they was like, if y'all serious about making your own wine, get with us. So we got with those people, and shoot, it's been 5 years down the line, steadily. Every year it has shown a steady progression, a little more knowledge of what's going on with the wine. Will's actually gotten a position in the wine world, and we're getting distribution. It's in established restaurants, so it's become 60 locations in Brooklyn alone. It's become less of a joke thing and more of a serious thing now.
And maybe Will tell us here as well. I mean, and maybe both of you guys can answer this, but you have the business, True Wine Connoisseurs. Does the extra income, let's say, does that give you kind of the opportunity to be more kind of quote unquote creative with your art, like not having to
No, but it helps, man. I mean, like. Shoot, like this year we got a couple of nice, good things from the wine, and it's like, well, damn, like I didn't know that was going to happen when we drank that Black Cat wine that day. Like who would have thought 5 years ago, 6 years ago that now we can start turning over a profit for this thing.
I tell everybody that young artists that I speak to, when they are doing this, in terms of what you were speaking about, in terms of getting some extra cash and not relying on strictly hip hop for your income, I tell everyone to have a day job.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And some other source of income.
Exactly.
It allows you to be way more creative than you would ever be when you're making music in the studio. That's your only way to make money, and you become desperate. And I truly believe that it becomes transparent through the music. You could totally see that in the music.
Yeah. You become, sometimes it's through the music. The music is like desperate, like he said. Like it sounds like, yo, man, like this is life or death. And it is life or death, but, still have the extra income to help you out.
Agua is produced through Tommy Boy. And you hear stories about how, I can't collaborate with this artist because he or she is not on that label and my label won't let. But you guys both have this array of artists and this array of... How did that? I mean, does that happen because you guys are such vets in this industry?
So, yeah, veteran. Like a lot of those artists that are on here are established artists that are flexible and free to move around. These are artists that have shown over the period of time that, you know, they're going to be in the game and they can move around. They're not going to have contracts or anything that binds them like that. Like, these are grown men. These are grown men on the album.
I was reading reviews on the album, and obviously a lot of praise, but one author said Sadat X is a prime example of quote-unquote grown man rap done correctly. And I was wondering, how do you see yourself? Do you see yourself as quote-unquote grown man rap?
Hell yeah, I see myself as a grown man. I see myself as somebody that pays bills, that puts the daughter through college, that, you know, has worked a 9-to-5 job and continue to work in the school system. And this album is for people like that, to let them know, like, 90% of the world lives this way. The way that I'm living, working, that's 90% of the world. You got a very few bubble that can go to a club on a Monday night and drink 15 bottles and then sleep off Tuesday like nothing. You know what I'm saying? That's a very minute number. And, you know, and granted, that's fine and well, but this is for the people, the masses outside of that still enjoy hip-hop, that still work and do honorable jobs.
Your career spans over 25 years, as mentioned in the intro. How has, if at all, has your creative process changed? Well, approaching the album, but also, since we're at Brooklyn Bowl, let's talk about how has it changed in terms of approaching a live show?
It's changed because you're more comfortable. You know what I'm saying? I tell these young artists a lot of times, I remember when Fabulous first started, he was terrible on stage the first time I seen him. But through the years, through practice, he's become a stage master. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, he's mastered that. You know what I'm saying? So, like, anything like that you master, you have to have a start somewhere. And, you know, I tell it, you know, connect with the crowd, you know, project yourself and believe in yourself. Because when you don't believe in yourself, the crowd is not going to believe in you. A lot of times I mess up when I'm rhyming, but I keep going. If you keep going, the crowd ain't going to know you. Just keep going. So a lot of time, you know, I don't really like to rhyme over the words. If I have to, if it's the last option, I will. But usually, you know, the stage show is what brings you back to these places, brings you back to Croatia, Czechoslovakia, Belgium, places like that. Being people know that, oh, these people are going to give a good stage show. They're going to come give a performance. Like Master Ace, who can still do 20 dates a month and go to places and give a good performance because he's mastered the art of these years of knowing how to do shows and knowing what the people want.
New album is Agua, executive produced by Will Tell, and featuring, of course, legendary Sadat X. Thank you again for joining me in the library.
No problem.
We strive to be rich, but never understand wealth. We strive to be strong, but never understand health. We strive, but understand we rise when we look into the eyes of another man and see self. Is it all in vain? All the same gang, the same shame, same brain and same lane, same reign, the same aim. Whole of justice for fame, do the walks in the set. My dialect introspects, low highs the Percocet to percussion. Losing ourselves in the discussion and the matter when black lives shatter face concussions. It taste the repercussions of birthright dysfunction. Hence the fork in the road, but we rarely meet the junction. You can assume assumption in the world of front hard, where they say they vote love, yet they play the trump hard and negate it. Venomous men celebrated, and it's rare we share air in a world that's deflated. Pump your brakes, bro, cause even Azad seem to hate low. Not understand we share the same shirt, the ungrateful is rotten. With the fiber law in the cotton, I yearn to fill the room with the loom of the forgotten. We strive to be rich, but never understand wealth. We strive to be strong, but never understand health. We strive, but understand we rise when we look into the eyes of another man and see self. We strive to be rich, but never understand wealth. We strive to be strong, but never understand health. We strive, but understand we rise when we look into the eyes of another man and see self.
We strive to rap and sell coke. Leave each other dead in the hair of gun smoke. Strive to be elders, but say fuck the old folk. Strive to be entrepreneurs, but we can't break the yoke. Strive to be know-it-alls, but don't know it all. Now strive to help our brothers, but rejoice in his fall. Strive to have a family, got a cousin we can't stand me. Strive to have a job, but asleep all day. Uneducated, how we get that way. Strive to be original, but copy the next man, not the X-Man. New York to Texas, I see out the specs, man. Magnify things, take food out of our mouths, throw change and ring. Fuck changing things, that ain't the strive. I'm not happy with just being alive. Just call me when y'all ain't strive.
We strive to be rich, but never understand wealth. We strive to be strong, but never understand health. We strive, of another man and see self. We strive to be rich, but never understand wealth. We strive to be strong, but never understand health. We strive, but understand we rise when we look into the eyes of another man and see self.
Strive for a lot of things. Strive to rap, talk about we sell cocaine, do this and that. What about striving to be a doctor or a dentist? So that's the gangster. That's the gangster. All these cameras, bird in the air. Where you going?
Want to make Mom's Day? Get to your Nordstrom Rack now and score amazing deals for Mother's Day, which is Sunday, May 12th. Find tons of gifts from only $30 at Nordstrom Rack. Fragrance, jewelry, luxury bags, activewear, beauty, and more. Save on Kate Spade New York, Stuart Weitzman, and Ted Baker London. Great brands, great prices. So shop your Nordstrom Rack store today and treat Mom to the good stuff from just $30.
Meet the next generation of podcast stars with SiriusXM's Listen Next program, presented by State Farm. As part of their mission to help voices be heard, State Farm teamed up with SiriusXM to uplift diverse and emerging creators. Tune in to Stars and Stars with Issa, as host Issa Nakazawa dives into birth charts of her celeb guests. This is just the start of a new wave of podcasting. Visit statefarm.com to find out how we can help prepare for your future. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.